Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining another Ready to Ride Pilates for Horse Rider session, where today we are going to be focusing on your glutes, and we're going to get crack on because it's starting to get a little bit dark around here. So without further ado, let's just think about your posture before we start. So that nice lengthened spine, drawing yourselves up in a nice elasticated fashion out through the top of your head. Make sure that you're breathing right down into the base of your lungs, so not shoulders up and down, but base of your lungs. And without taking your breath in, take your pelvic floor lift up onto floor 3. And then we're going to just switch your brain on by doing a bit of walking on the spot. And start to think about engaging those ropes that run between your ribs and your pelvis. Start checking that you can keep your pelvic floor onto floor 3 whilst breathing and whilst keeping your arms and legs on the go. Okay, so we're just literally just getting your brain in gear, getting a bit of circulation going. And then we're going to do the same thing with your legs out in a more wide position. So exactly the same thing, thinking about that nice diagonal pair, arms and legs, ropes active, ribs to pelvis, and pelvic floor onto floor 3 all the time, keeping that nice steady breathing on the go. Okay, lovely job. We are now going to bring your arms back down, go to the end of your mat, and we're going to do your roll down. Please excuse my cat. Okay, so feet together, knees nice and soft, hands on the front of your thighs, chin onto your chest, and slide your hands down, curling up through your spine as you go. Pause at the bottom for a breath in, and then breathe out as you slide your hands back up, tuck down with your bottom, and uncurl to the very top of your neck. We can do that one more time. Chin into your chest, and this time focus on moving every single vertebrae in turn through the whole of your spine until you get to the bottom. Another breath in, and then breathe out, bend your knees down onto your mat, and we are starting off on your side. And we're going to start off with your clam in what we call the level 3 position. So you can have a headrest if you want to. I just find it easier for these sessions not to. Bottom leg is going to be straight, top leg is bent with your foot tucked in behind your knee. Mouse holes open, pelvic floor onto floor 3, top hand onto your top headlight, although if you need to for balance, by all means pop your top hand onto the mat in front of you. Just watch that you're not really fixing and bracing. So top hand onto your top headlight if you can, and then you're going to open and close that top knee, trying to keep that top headlight absolutely still so we focus on moving from your glutes. Use that mouse hole position to keep your spine in neutral. Keep checking your pelvic floors onto floor 3 and that you are breathing. Then we're going to make it a little bit harder by adding in your extensions. If you find that when you start to add in the extensions you lose your balance, then again by all means pop your hand onto the floor in front of you. It's really not a problem. It is not a sign of failure. It's just a sign that you're not quite ready to go without. So keep checking all those key points. Mouse hole, pelvic floor, nice steady headlight, and make sure you're breathing. Do a couple more. Okay, and then we're going to prop up onto your forearm, and we're going to do an exercise called the side kick. Now if you want to and you don't feel comfortable either through your shoulder or you just don't feel quite ready to do this propped up, then that's absolutely fine. Just do this flat on your side. It's absolutely fine. So you're going to pop your top hand onto your top headlight again, pelvic floor onto floor 3, and float your top leg. And then you're imagining that you are polishing a coffee table with the underside of your thigh. So you want to keep your hip, knee and foot as level as you possibly can. Once again, you are moving from your hip, so your glutes are doing the work. Keep that pelvic floor active, but only onto floor 3 so you're not clenching and getting tense. And keep your breathing nice and steady into the base of your lungs, just like we did right at the start. If you're finding that quite easy, then we're going to just make it a little bit harder, and you're going to lift your pelvis off the floor and then carry on doing exactly the same thing. So we just made it a little bit harder, a little bit less of your body to support you now, but the principle is exactly the same. You're now actually working your glutes on both sides. Your underneath leg, your glutes are holding you up. Your top leg, your glutes are controlling the movement. So make sure you're still breathing. And because you've propped up, it's got a bit harder, you might be tempted to start fixing. Really try not to. Relax through your diaphragm. Gently keep the pelvic floor working. You do one more of this one. Okay, bring that leg down, and we're going to spin around and do the same thing on the other side. So we'll start off in your clam, your level 3 position. So bottom leg straight, I had to think then, engage the brain. Bottom leg straight, top foot tucked in behind that bottom knee, mouse hole open, pelvic floor onto floor 3 and top hand onto your top headlight. Make sure you're breathing as you go into those nice, smooth and steady lifts. Getting as much range as you can comfortably and with ease. Same rules apply as on the other side. If you need to for balance, do pop your top hand onto the mat in front of you, it's absolutely fine. Keep checking mouse hole, pelvic floor, top headlight, then let's add in some of the extensions. So open, straighten, bend and close. And once again, if you feel that you need to put your top hand onto the floor, that is absolutely fine. Keep checking that you're breathing. If you're doing this on your own, a good way of making sure that you are still breathing is to just talk to yourself quietly or sing a song that's got a nice steady rhythm. If you're talking or singing, you can't hold your breath. One more. Okay, once again, we're now going to prop up into your side kick, but as on the other side, if you'd rather stay flat to do it, it's absolutely fine. So same starting position, capital L, pelvic floor onto floor 3, top hand onto your top headlight. You're floating that top leg, moving from the hip. So your knee should be staying at about 90 degrees. Your foot, hip and knee are staying level. All that movement is coming from in around your hip and controlled by your glutes. Keep the pelvic floor onto floor 3. Keep that breathing going. Okay, and I'm going to make it a little bit harder. So you're going to prop up, so you lift your pelvis off the floor and then carry on. Of course, you don't have to. You can carry on doing exactly as you were doing before. It's all very good for your stamina. Doesn't matter what position you're in, it's just this makes it a little bit harder. Those glutes, again, that underneath leg, those glutes have got to work hard when you're in this position. But you've got the added challenge because you're propped up on your, just on your forearm. There's that tendency to start fixing and bracing through your diaphragm, so keep the breathing relaxed. Don't forget your pelvic floor, and do a couple more. Okay, super job. Bring that leg back down, and then we're going to come back up into standing. And we're going to start off with an exercise called the curtsy, which is a really nice dynamic exercise, and we can make it a little bit harder as we go. So again, have your hands onto your headlights, it's just somewhere convenient to put them. Try to, particularly to start off with, think about having your headlights pointing straight ahead. So you're going to go to the side, down into a little bob curtsy, over to the other side, down into a little bob curtsy. So keep them quite small as you start off. Always thinking about keeping your shoulders relaxed and down, headlights to the front. Okay, we're going to start making them a little bit bigger, so slightly bigger step over and then a bigger cross behind. Still keeping your headlights to the front and level, and your shoulders stacked over. So what we're trying to avoid is your shoulders going forwards. Okay, now start to take that foot a bit further behind. So it's not just going across, it's going behind. Still keeping those shoulders over your headlights, and as much as possible headlights to the front. Now I'd like you to see if you can take that leg behind and across. Now as you add in this component, your headlights will have to move a bit, but what you're trying to do is control that movement, so you're not getting lots of rotation, but you're getting just a little bit of movement as you go right into that end position. Still shoulders over your headlights, one more each way, and nice breathing. Okay, super job. Little walk on the spot, loosen off around your hips. Okay, then we're going to do your standing clam. So keep your hands in the same position, shoulders nicely back and down and relaxed. And we're going to take that knee out, same movement as you just did lying down. Headlights forwards, pelvic floor onto floor 3, and that nice breathing into the base of your lungs. We can add in a few extensions again, just to up the ante with the control side for your clam. So again, this is working, whoops, I have a wobble over. This is working both sets of glutes, left and right. You're working the glutes on the side that you're moving, but you're also working very hard on the glutes on the side that you're standing on. We'll do one more. Okay, bring that leg down. Bring the other foot up. Check again, shoulders back and down and relaxed. Key to keep them relaxed. Headlights forwards, pelvic floor onto floor 3. And then off you go. Same thing. Keep that breathing relaxed as you go. Get as much range as you can comfortably. And then we'll add in some more of your extensions. So this might seem a little bit cruel, doing a session that's all based on your glutes, but when you're riding, you don't just sit on the horse for 5 minutes. You sit on the horse for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. What you do at a competition, your glutes are working for really quite a long time, and they need a lot of stamina. So that's what we're working on here today. We'll do a couple more of this one. Last one. Okay, foot back down, and again, another little walk on the spot. This does nothing technical, it just, where your muscles, particularly the leg you've been standing on, has been working very, very hard in what we call an isometric contraction, so it's not been moving. Just to do a simple, gentle movement is a really nice way of just getting the muscle moving, getting the blood flowing. Okay, we're going to finish off with a really nice little stretch called the upper back stretch, but it moves the whole of your body. Hold your hands together, turn them over. Then you're going to push forwards and away and curl through your back, soften through your knees, and then arch up above your head. And then bring your hands back down. I will show you this from the side. So you're going to take your hands down, then as you go forward, stretch through your back, soften through your knees, and then up above your head. And we're going to do one more of that. So hands forwards and away, good big stretch. And then up above your head, lovely good big stretch. And then bring your arms back down by your sides, loosen off through your shoulders back and down. Check that that spine is still nice and elongated and elastic. And we're going to call it a day there because I think your glutes have worked jolly hard. Remember, they are such an important powerhouse muscle for any riders, so it's really, really important that you do keep working on them. I hope you found this useful, and take care. I will see you again very soon. Bye bye.